Hello everybody, and Jess here, and welcome back to DANDADAN episode 16, in which we're gonna have to deal with an erupting volcano. And I'm still not 100% sure how that's gonna go, because I'm gonna be honest, it surprised me. I did not suspect that this would happen. So we'll see where that's gonna go, of course. What exactly happened in a previous episode, though? Okarun and well, first of all, Okarun and Momo managed to escape Gigi, and then they decided to split up for Momo to go back above the surface and try to do something about the worm, try to bring like sunlight into the underground, or try to get the worm out or something like that, because Okarun supposed that sunlight is going to be the weakness of the worm, so that was their best chance, or so they decided. uh, Momo went above ground, Okarun was left below ground, and he had to fight Gigi slash Evil Eye. And the fight was not going in his favor until Evil Eye started bad mouthing Momo. And you don't do that in front of Okarun. You absolutely don't. So Okarun got a second wind, went full throttle, and beat the Evil Eye into submission, into unconsciousness, to be more precise. And then he himself went unconscious because he went full throttle for the second time already. So yeah, he didn't have any steam left in his body. And later, when he woke up, he heard Turbo Granny screaming for help from somewhere, and he went on to save her, only for himself to also fall into the sticky goop, and now they are both trapped in there with Gigi laying somewhere unconscious. If he comes to, he might be Gigi again, and he might help Okarun and Turbo Granny, or he might come back as Evil Eye. He didn't de-henshin when he was knocked out, so I don't know where that's gonna go. We'll see, of course. They left us with a bit of a cliffhanger there. Meanwhile, above ground, Momo was trying to figure out a way how to rescue Okarun and Gigi. She thought that maybe bringing a rope down into the underground would suffice, but alas, she wasn't able to make enough rope, so she came up with another idea. After remembering that earthworms come out to the surface after it rains, because they can't breathe in water saturated ground, so they just come up for oxygen, for breathe. And so she decided to burn the house to so that she can she can't call the fireman because she doesn't have a phone. She lost it, but she yelled, screamed enough for people to notice and call for the fire brigade. And her thinking was that the water they use to burn, the water they use on the burning house will saturate the ground enough to get the worm out. And lo and behold, it did actually work. It did actually work. The worm went to the surface at the last moments of sunlight and was burned by that sunlight, and regurgitated the members of the Kito of the Kito family alive and well, apparently. To which the head of the Kito family was very, very mad at Momo for doing so, because it spells disaster, of course, right? They're making the offerings for a reason, right? So that the deity, that Tsuchinoko, whatever, doesn't bring calamity, doesn't bring the volcano eruption upon them. And the volcano did erupt. So maybe there is something to that. Maybe there's another explanation. Maybe it's just a hella freaky coincidence. I don't know. Somehow I think that there's gonna be a very, like, down to earth explanation, right? Like something like the worm, being satisfied with a meal, went to sleep, and it slept in the path of the lava. Magma is underground, lava is on the surface, and it slept in the path of the magma, thus preventing the volcano from exploding, or something like that. I don't know. We'll see, of course. Everything should be resolved in this episode. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And to do that, you will, of course, need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs absolutely nothing to do so, and it helps the channel a lot. And now with that out of the way, we can start watching DANDADAN episode 16 in 3, 2, 1, go. I'm sorry if I'm a little congested today, but the weather's been anything but summer-y this year. Pretty much like the entire June was rain and cold. And now in July we've had like 3 hot days. Something like that. Yeah, something tells me that's unrelated. Or only like tangentially related. Well, tough shit. Shouldn't have created a village here. I mean, I'm only like half joking. A different creature? Right. Of course. If the hot springs erupt, the eruption of the volcano is gonna be next. Yeah. Who are you gonna sacrifice her to? Your lord is dead. Is she gonna plug the volcano with the worm? No, okay, not quite. What's she doing? Why does she need the dead worm? That's my biggest question here. Oh, is she gonna plug the hot spring with it? And that's somehow gonna stop the volcano? Or is she going to use the worm as a big, like, hose? And she's going to extinguish the volcano with it? Or at least, like, create a, safe area. Is she going to fill this ditch with water so that the lava encountering it just, gets extinguished? Yeah, I mean, kinda. You gonna plug it into the volcano or no? Just gonna create like play firefighters basically. But yeah, to go back to my thoughts of to what I said about only half joking about building a village there. Uh, in my city, it's, well, I don't want to call it a problem, but kind of sorta. Uh, People, developers, property developers have started to buy out land that was, left alone and building entire new neighborhoods there. Question: why was that land left alone, unsettled, maybe with some like parks and stuff? Because it floods. Because when there's a flood, that goes underwater first. And now, well, last year we had the flood, not this year, but everybody had the surprised Pikachu face that, oh, the flooded, the areas that always flood have flooded? What? How could that have happened? Please, government, help us. We built houses in flooding areas and they flooded. How could we have predicted that? And it's basically the same. Like, you build a village near an active volcano, it's gonna erupt. That's what active volcanoes do. That's a lot of pyroclastic flow. I'm not sure if you have enough water. I love the idea of using a fucking huge worm as a water hose, though. I gotta say. Yeah. Lava. Magma is underground, lava is above ground. Just saying. Should have sacrificed them to the volcano first. And you've been doing piss poor job at it. Apparently. Hmm? Oh, the monk. Hello. I was wondering if you're gonna come into play again. Master being Seiko? Being Seiko, apparently. And here I thought he's part of the family. I guess eyebrows can be deceiving. I'm gonna assume you exhausted your powers? We never really learned about any sort of limits Yeah. Gigi? That was a purple projectile. That's Gigi's bowl. Yeah. Yeah, we're entering the Gigi zone. Everything went purple. Okay, the priest guy is not bad. Yeah, we're in the Gigi zone. What do we even eat? Misfortune? Teaming up against him? Okay, that's nice. Yeah, the classic. I love me a good team up, especially a team up with like former antagonists or even current antagonists against some bigger threat. I know, I just really like this trope. For how long though? Yeah, he has his misfortune bowl. Don't forget. Oh, she has feeling in her spectral arms? Interesting. Yeah, running out of steam. Okarun? Now would be a nice time for a Deus Ex Machina. Whomst. Chiquita? Chiquita's father, not Chiquita. Chiquita's father. Pe- Penny, yeah, Penny Chinkosu. Well, that's unexpected. Get abducted. Seiko? Seiko! Hello! And who's that? The mannequin! The song in the background, that's just. That's why I love DANDADAN. Like, fucking UFO. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how to describe this situation. And everybody's waiting for the song to finish, apparently. Are we gonna see color change as this stops being GG domain and starts being a Seiko domain? Ah, amazing music, by the way. Gotta go fast. Maybe not that fast, but you know, still fast. I love the idea of assembling a whole entire like dream team out of every creature that we meet on the way. He's gonna reassemble, isn't he? Or his pieces are gonna create like a cage around Gigi. Or Gigi is gonna get a Taro exoskeleton. Damn! And now he's trapped. Time for an exorcism. And the lighting did change. I love it. Are you gonna save the village though? Using the UFO? Using the UFO. Also, is that Chiquita? It is Chiquita singing. Chiquitita, sorry, not Chiquita. Did they change his design a little? I don't remember him having a huge nose like that. Fair. True. Or you can just reassemble them. They're still underground. She went to rescue them, of course. Which is not the best idea, seeing how she's out of steam. Okay, she has him with her. I guess I'm just gonna call him Penny. Hopefully the underground isn't filled with water. Though, if it is, then maybe it diluted the sticky goop. Or it's on fire. That's also a possibility. Or filled with magma, which is an even worse possibility. Now, we, the viewers, know that they are fine, or at least Okarun is, but yeah, not the best situation to come back to. Also, you're out of steam. True. I will take the magma out. Oh? Are those hieroglyphics? Can Chiquitita just teleport Okarun out or something? Or, yeah, he can just beam the magma or lava, or I mean, I guess it's technically below ground level, so it is magma. Why are you surprised? Isn't it your ship? Why are you running towards this blob? Huh. Look at that. They are mostly fine. Burned, but alive. How the actual fuck, though? I mean, I know that, you know, Turbo Granny brings luck, but. Oh, did the lava. Okay, so it acted like water. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. And created like a pocket for them to survive in. Okay. Okay, I'll take it. I mean, you did handle him. What's that yellow light? Ah, such a sweet little moment. Either fireflies or embers. Oh, that's it? Really? It felt like no time has passed at all, but apparently time did pass, so go figure. Hmm. That was a very fun episode. I'm gonna assume next episode we're gonna deal with whatever fallout happens. Like, I don't know, putting Okarun in bandages, dealing with the Keto family, dealing with the village, yada yada yada, stuff like that. And then the episode after is gonna be the next arc. We are still yet to meet this dude, so wouldn't surprise me if they. Although the next arc could be him, or it could be something else even before him. Also, was the Mantisian and Chiquitita in the background of the ED before? Or have they been added only in this episode? I'm not sure. I could be tripping. And spoilers. Okay, this is young Seiko, I think. Huh. Maybe we're gonna go through some flashbacks or something. I don't know. We're gonna watch this. Whoop, pop, pop, pop. Come on, there we go. We're gonna watch this episode again. Yeah, a volcano erupting, because that's what volcanoes are wont to do. Duh. Why is there a legend of a dragon rising to heaven, and with a rainbow and everything? Yeah, dragon rising to heaven will cast a rainbow, which is just a twisted way of dragon rising to heaven, a big blast of water rising to heaven, creating a rainbow. That's what mist does in the air. And apparently, this whatchamacallit, hot spring eruption precludes volcano eruption, which makes perfect sense, right? As the heat starts rising underground, the pressure starts rising, water goes first because it's less dense than, pyroclastic flow. Yeah, the fountain was a sign that the volcano was going to erupt. Indeed, seems to be the case. The interpretation got warped somewhere along the way. Yeah, I mean, that's the case with pretty much every single legend and similar things like that, where it made sense early on, but then got kinda, dressed up into being a story or a parallel or something like that to make it easier to remember for other people, right? Like, it's easier to remember a story about a mighty dragon, savior of our lands, that rised up to heavens and created a rainbow in the sky, than it is to remember that, listen, this hot spring, it's gonna erupt when the volcano is going to erupt. That's actually a very interesting field of study in general, and one very interesting potential usage of it is in regards to storing nuclear waste, right? Because storing nuclear waste needs to be stored, right? Even after it gets processed in reactors that can process waste to strip it of even more energy. Uh, it's dangerous, even when stored properly. And the problem is, when we store it somewhere in some, concrete bunkers or whatever, what's a guarantee that 200 years from now, someone's not gonna go there and start digging? And they're gonna dig up all that radioactive waste. And the problem with, 100 years may be less of a problem, but 1,000 or 2,000 years. Problem is, a language might not survive so long. So writing a warning, nuclear waste, might be completely indecipherable to whoever comes there. So we might try symbols. But what symbol would just, straight up tell danger, scream danger at whoever sees it? There is no universal symbol like that. Symbols are very different between regions, between nations, between cultures, right? For example, what was it? White is a funeral color in some parts of Asia. Meanwhile, black is a funeral color in Europe. Those kind of things. Or red means good, green means bad in some parts of Asia. It's the opposite in Europe or in the West in general. So you can't really just, slam bunch of red paint there as a warning, because let's say a Chinese culture arrives there, they see red. Oh, red, good, let's start digging, right? So eventually an idea came to create some sort of a religion or pseudo religion around that will keep the stories about nuclear waste, stories about symbols that describe it, and all that stuff in collective memory. Which is a cool idea, but I mean, that might get twisted eventually as well. And even if it doesn't get twisted, someone's gonna be like, oh, the god Nucleus told us not to dig in this spot. But I'm a heathen, and I will dig. I wonder what god Nucleus tries to hide from us. It's fascinating, the topic of dealing with nuclear waste in the spans of that reach like thousands of years. I highly recommend you search for it in a bit more detail because the ideas are just crazy and amazing and everything in between. Regardless, let's continue. People who are robbed of logical thinking due to fear can believe in and even execute human sacrifices. Yeah, kinda. I'm not taking responsibility for anything. Human sacrifices. Yeah, just gotta create a big, huge water hose and start spraying, which is an amazing idea. But I had no clue that this worm is quite this long. I'm gonna be honest. Amazing idea to use a fucking worm deity as a water hose. It's working though. So hey. But yeah, of course, here come the fanatics. And when one of their deities is dead, they find another deity because they are fanatics. Fanatics not for any particular deity, they are fanatics pretty much for this. Well, not for the sake of being fanatics, but rather for the sake of kind of succumbing themselves to a higher power, thus absolving themselves of any decisions. Like, that's mostly how fanaticism works, right? Like, I know. I want to beat up babies, but society doesn't like me beating up babies, and I have some qualms about beating up babies. But if a god tells me to beat up babies, well, that's not my decision. God said to beat babies up, so I can beat up babies with absolutely no, no self reflection, nothing like that. God said so, I'm just executing God's will. So that's basically what they're doing at this point. And they can't stop. That's another thing. They can't stop being fanatics. Because if they stop, well, what have all the human sacrifices been for? Suddenly, it's, we killed a lot of people for nothing? For a deity that wasn't even a deity? Are we the baddies? And they can't allow themselves to think that. That's why they go deeper and deeper and deeper into their fanaticism. Yeah, interesting how human mind works. It would sooner commit atrocities than even uh, try to consider that something they've done might have been wrong. Among some people, pirate software. I don't know, something's in my throat. You changed your gods? Yeah, they did. And if they stop believing in the volcano being their god, they're gonna start believing in something else. Yeah, apparently he's been in contact with Seiko, which is cool, I guess. Like, I knew that Seiko isn't just going to, leave them to fend for themselves. Like, she's playing tsundere, kinda in a way, but she cares. She cares an awful lot. Of course, she wouldn't just leave them uh, in an uncertain place without at least some, possibility of helping them. And again, the play with the color. Gigi's coming, and everything turned purple. I love the fury in her eyes. Which might have sounded bad, but you know what I mean. From like an artistic and narrative standpoint. It's a great fight in general, but I mean, the best fight starts with when Seiko gets involved, I gotta say. This is great. This team up. I really enjoy team ups. I'm going to call you back. I really enjoy team ups like that. I really do, especially if it's a team up with a former antagonist or current antagonist with a villain against some more villainous more evil, stronger force. I really, really, really do enjoy that. It's great. It really is. Jennifer Lopez Anaconda. I still have no idea what's the deal with their yellow eyes. Like, all this time I connected it to the worm, since the power of the worm is yellow, but the worm is dead. So, I don't know if it's just an artistic choice, or is there actually something going on and they're getting super strength or something. This is interesting that Momo has feeling in her spectral arms. Yeah, that's a boxing glove. For a moment, I wasn't certain what that is. Is it like a bat, a hammer, or something? But no, it's a boxing glove. And here we have the Mantesian coming to save the day, still wearing his PJs. uh, I love the song, and Seiko just descending from the heavens. Yeah, descending from the heavens, we are children of the stars. Bit of a Deus Ex Machina, but honestly, I'm fine with it because it created this completely and utterly ridiculous situation, completely and utterly ridiculous team up of everybody, nearly everybody. Aira is missing. Nearly everybody who we dealt with in season 1 is coming in a big team up in season 2, just completely out of fucking nowhere. Why is Taro here? Why is the Mantesian here? What the fuck is going on? I don't know, but I kinda love it. The fight scenes with Seiko are particularly amazing. And not necessarily this one, but yeah, this bit. Does it go with the rhythm of the song? I'm not sure. Kinda. But I love the there we there we go. Right? Big hit, slow. Big hit, slow. I right? This is great. I really enjoy the animation here and the fight choreography and everything. And here comes Taro, who has been turned into a tool for Seiko, which is honestly quite the amazing idea. We know that he's gonna get struck and it's probably gonna fall apart into a million pieces because he's made of cheap plastic, and you just place medallions on the insides and it just creates an exoskeleton outside of Gigi. I don't think Gigi is gonna be using an exoskeleton, but I wonder if Taro's ability to become an exoskeleton is gonna come into play again. Because it feels like it would be a waste if it was used just once. Taro's ability to encase humanoids is used again. Perhaps not in this season, but in further seasons. And immediately, as it happens, it's no longer purple. We get the snap, and it's yellow now. Now we are in Seiko's territory. Okay, maybe he did have a big nose before. We've just seen a shot of him that we haven't seen before. Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. This is great. And I will grab this for the thumbnail. There we go. Fly away now, fly away now, fly away. This kid looks interesting. He remind. I know who he reminds me of. Fucking Toad from Super Mario. He really looks like Toad, doesn't he? And he's wearing PJs as well. And apparently their culture uses earthen hieroglyphics, which lends credence to the theory that the whatchamacallit, the pyramids were like navigational beacons for the aliens and shit like that. Wouldn't surprise me if that was the case in DANDADAN. Let's be honest here. Wouldn't surprise me at all if the pyramids turned out to have like space station, well, not space station, but like space ship hangars underneath or something. Communication was sloppy to begin with, Master. Momo isn't around. Yeah, she went, of course, to save Okarun. Even though she doesn't have her powers, she knows she doesn't have her powers. She went there to do all that she can to save Okarun. And honestly, I wholeheartedly believe that she would have jumped into the magma here and tried to swim through it with the very last bits of her energy if she had to, if she saw no other way. I absolutely see that being possible. Thankfully, Chiquitita has a very good thinking, and instead of dropping slime inside, he's just gonna. He probably has like scanners on board of the ship and just grabbed the egg and the thunder egg basically and just pulled them out, quenched it. Even the Mantesian is surprised. Like, it's your ship, my dude. You know what it's capable of. Unless it's not your ship. Unless it's like Chiquitita's ship that he got for birthday. Like kids nowadays get like fucking little tykes or or whatever. Chiquitita just got fucking spaceship. Uh and here they are. Look how protective he is of Turbo Granny. I really, really like the entire arc that Turbo Granny went through and everything that surrounds it. The changes that she went through as a character towards Okarun and Momo, the changes that Okarun and Momo went through towards her, it's great. It's really giving kind of like found family vibes almost in a weird way, which is made a little bit less weird by the fact that we've never actually seen Okarun's family. Did we? No, we didn't. We do we even know where he lives? Did we even see like his room, his house? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Like they just went off into the countryside and like, does he not have parents? Did he have to clear it with his parents, or like did he tell them that they're just going to visit his friend in the mountains? Or now, on one hand, I would very much like it addressed, just for the clarity of mind. Just make it a basic bitch scenario that his parents are always abroad, whatever. I don't care, but just give us something. On the other hand, I kind of love the fact that it's completely glossed over because it's ultimately not important. It's not important where Okarun lives, who his parents are, where they are, does he live with his parents or not. It matters not. They would show us that if it mattered, right? Like if we ever get an arc about Okarun's childhood or whatever, or Okarun's parents coming back from abroad or something like that, then yeah, sure, they will show us that. But until then, it doesn't matter. So we just don't get any info on the topic. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with that. If I hadn't tried to save Turbo Granny, I might have been dead by now. Yeah, Turbo Granny's luck comes again. And good thing that the slime acted like a quencher to the magma. Good thing that they had enough oxygen left. They got burned pretty badly. That's like 40% body surface burnt, which is bad. But I mean, Okarun has supernatural powers or whatever, so maybe he's a little bit more hardy. I would have expected him to have a heat stroke at least, but whatever. Yeah, I don't think Momo minded. I really don't think Momo would mind. I gotta say, I fully expected Momo to drag him back in and just hug him to her bosom. Uh, but I mean, this is fine as well. This is perfectly fine as well. Look at how how locked in she is around him. Right? It's not just this sort of hug. No, she's just like fucking. You're not going nowhere, mate. uh, that's great. That's great. It's a very nice, tender moment between them. We have seen the Mantesian and Chiquitita here, I think. Look, the Beatles in the background. Haven't noticed them before. The priest is at school. And Seiko is at school. I wonder. Just a wild thought. Seiko becomes a teacher. I don't know why. I don't know how, but maybe there is something to the ED. Seiko becomes a teacher. Maybe there's like an arc where something mysterious is going on at school, and the best access that Seiko can get to school is by becoming a teacher, right? We've seen that happen many a time. Wouldn't surprise me. And it looks like Manjiro is like a PE teacher, maybe? Manjiro becomes a PE teacher. Now, I don't know how much I should be looking at the ED in search for what's gonna happen, right? But it looks like Mantizan and Chiquichita. Now Chiquichita reminds me of someone else entirely. Chiquichita looks like someone out of fucking Cuphead. I wonder if the Mantizan and Chiquichita are gonna be like pretending to be humans and walking around the earth, right? Maybe? I wonder. Chiki, Cheetah, and her father, his father? Not Chiquichita, Chiquitita. Her father live as humans. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, ready access to milk, right? For Chiquichita. And there is not much they have to look forward to in their original home world. So it wouldn't surprise me if they moved to Earth. And that's it. Now it's spoiler territory. So no frieren. It was a fun episode. I gotta say. I like pretty much everything about it. Mostly I liked the team up with former antagonists. Then we had another team up on top with people that I sincerely thought we left in season 1. I really thought that Taro and Chiquitita's father were. Well, Chiquitita's father and Chiquitita maybe less so, but I honestly thought that Taro was just a one off character. It was just a mini arc. We dealt with Taro. There, we continue. But no, apparently Taro is a recurring character now, and so is Chiquitita and her father, which is cool. I like it actually. I like that this show doesn't seem to be treating any characters as dispensable and discardable. It's fun. It's fun. I like it. Some amazing fights, which was also really cool. Some great animation. Again, great use of color, and the final moment of Momo and Okarun. I really really like it. How can a show do so many things correctly? And what I mean by that is whenever you have a show that is like a mixture of genres, usually one of those genres is the main one and it's done well, and the other genres are kind of whatever, right? Like when you have romance that is also an action adventure, then the romance bits are done well, but the action adventure is kind of tropey, kind of whatever. Nobody really cares about it. They come here for the romance. Whenever you have a show that's it's a comedy with some romantic subplots, then the comedy is really good, but the romance is, could have removed it and it wouldn't have changed the story and the quality of the whole thing all that much. Meanwhile, in DANDADAN, we have action bits that are, yeah, we have the action adventure that is done really well. We have the sci-fi that is done really well. We have the romance that is done really well. We have the comedy that is done really well. Like they ate their cookie and they have it too, which is just crazy. Like in a good way. I fucking love it. I don't know if there's ever going to be another anime like Dandadan, honestly. Yeah, hopefully there is. Hopefully there is. Eventually, someday, they discover a forgotten manga that had the same qualities, and they give it an adaptation, and the adaptation is fucking amazing. Hopefully it happens, but I have a feeling it's not gonna happen for a long time yet. Dandadan is this good. Honestly, Dandadan and Frieren in the recent years are generational to me personally. They feel generational. The way for my generation we had Naruto and Bleach and whatchamacallit, Death Note, right? Those were the anime that we were raised on, and they were the marks of quality, and they were great, and everybody was talking about them. It really feels to me like Frieren and Dandadan are the generational anime of the current generation, and I wouldn't have it any other way. It's great. I enjoy it very much. I look forward to Dandadan every single week, and I hope you do too. But right now, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. But maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this episode, my reaction, my theory, stuff like that. Say so in the comments down below, or not. You can also say so in the comments down below. Keep it spoiler free. Those spoilers can go to my Discord if you'd like. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, click the bell icon in particular, support the channel if you want. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you nothing to do so and it helps the channel a lot. And now with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Rainer, Dr. Watt, Akamancer, Retalix, Predator, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want, and it would be a great team up.